Alright, in this video I'm going to briefly go over how to install and set up everything you need to access the CVL and get the TSMC design kit running. So there's a couple things you need to make this work. The first is PuTTY. If you just Google PuTTY, it's the first link. Click Downloads at the top and come and just grab putty.exe. I've already downloaded it, so I'm not going to download it again. The second thing you need is called Xming, X-M-I-N-G. If you Google that, come down and grab the one that's at SourceForge. So if you click here, you can download this setup. So click on this file. So you need the Xming server itself, but then also you need the fonts. So if you just look under here, you can kind of see where they link to the fonts. So if you click this, then come down to Xming fonts and grab the current version, you can download the executable setup for this. So it's going to pop up. Again, I've already downloaded these previously, so I'm not going to download them again. But if we come over here, on my desktop, I have the Xming installer, the fonts installer, and then PuTTY. PuTTY is a standalone executable. It doesn't have an installer. So I'm going to run this. I'm just going to leave all the settings as default. Start this installer for the fonts too. I just select all of these. Alright, this guy's still running, so I'm not going to launch Xming. I know this is kind of boring watching a little bar go across, but this shouldn't take too much longer. Almost there. Alright, great, that finished. So I'm just gonna get rid of those installers. Now, it's important you come over and start Xming before you get going with this. So I'm gonna click, just have the Xming folder, launch Xming. You'll get a little Xming, little X that shows up in the taskbar. So now open PuTTY. The most important thing to do while you're doing this is to come down to connection, click on SSH, and come down to X11. Make sure you check Enable X11 forwarding. So once you've got that done, come back up to session. For the host name, type cvl.ece.vt.edu. You can leave the rest the same. Now for your login, type your username and then the password. There we go. Now if you can't get in, you can't get your username to work or whatever, it probably means you never set up a CVL account. So if you just come and Google CVL and VT, pop over to this page. So it's computing.ece.vt.edu. If you come to this web page, you can click on CVL accounts, then log in, and then you can add an account. So that's how I already have it set up, so your screen's going to look a little different, but if you can't get in, that's probably the reason why you haven't actually created the CVL account, because it's different than the Virginia Tech account. Alright, so once you've got that made, you need to come over here, and I believe the tutorial says to create an ECE5220 folder. I've already made that, I think. No, okay, I'll follow the tutorial using the exact folders it uses. So run make dir to create the directory, type ECE5220. Now to get into that folder, you type cd or change directory, type ECE5220. Okay, so now I'm in this folder. ls shows that there's nothing in the folder. So I gotta copy just a few things into here. First of all, I need to make a file that's the cds.lib file. So I'm going to use Vim. If you're not familiar with Vim, I'll just tell you the keystrokes I'm hitting. So I'm going to do vim cds.lib. The easiest way to do this is to hit I, go into insert mode. I'm going to type exactly what is in the tutorial. Probably be easier to copy and paste this, but we'll continue going like this. Oh, I forgot this space. Space. Alright, so I think I copied that right. Looks like it. So then hit escape to exit out of insert mode. Type a colon, type W and Q, and hit enter. And that'll create that file. Now you need to copy the display.drf file into this folder. So type cp, which is copy, and slash software, Cadence with a capital C, tsmc018 slash display.drf, and then I'm going to put a dot, meaning to copy into the current folder, so that's good. So now when I type ls, I have two files in here, and that should be all I need. So now I'm going to type Cadence with a capital C, and that'll set the path and everything we need to run Cadence. I'm going to type ICFB, put an ampersand at the end so that I can still do things in this terminal. When I do that, it should talk to Xming to get my graphical window and open up Cadence. So you can kind of see, well, the window popped up in the back, but this is the Cadence tools loading. Now that's a warning based on an old setup I had, so you shouldn't get that warning. But now when you come into your library manager, you should have this tsmc18rf folder. You did everything right, so it looks all good. So now this setup is ready to go and start doing designs for the TSMC library.